Who's trying to put a bounty up so I can actually try it? Damn, this shit actually good, bro. I really hope all the shit they said about this shit giving you cancer is wrong, bro, because this shit's kind of good. Cancer kind of tastes kind of good, dude.
Cancer. Try.
Fox, you missed it. You missed the water review today. It's a prime. Boom. Logan Paul. Get in contact with my people. Start getting in contact. I need to be sponsored, bro. What the hell? I need to be sponsored. Oh, we got a song right here. We got a song right here, guys. You hear this? This is what we need on Zoro. Oh, I think I need Razor. I think I need Razor.
Oh, I can't type in chat.
Red Hard Apple tonight. No idea what that is, Sonny. Is that an alcoholic drink? What is that? Is that like Mike's Hard Lemonade? Red's Hard Apple? Yo. Alright, I'm about to tell y'all something crazy, okay? Get ready. I used to drink Mike's Hard Lemonade as a kid, and my parents low-key did not know that shit had alcohol in it. Like, the first time they bought it for me, they did not know it had alcohol in it, bro. And I remember drinking it as a kid. I don't know why. I vividly remember drinking it while playing Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox. Just sipping on Mike's Hard like a demon. True story. Your boy still got it a little bit. A little bit. That's their jungler? Fuck. Fuck! You played a game, Alex? Holy shit! Ay, ay. Ninja Gaiden. I'm dead ass Ninja Gaiden, bro.
Can you move the shit so I can read the chat?
Favorite weapon in Ninja Gaiden is the wolf guys. When you kill them, they give you the scythe. Bro, this is why I don't like playing Zoro low-key. Because the early game is so stack dependent. And you just got clowns on your team. Somebody just dive their towers on a score, man. I legit full killed the enemy jungler, man. What more you want? I want to score, dude. I don't care about middle. Man, I hate this game. Man, I hate this game, bro. This is why I fucking hate playing this shit, bro. Yeah, what up? Drop in? Or Chaoszilla now then? Okay, welcome in, man. This is why I don't play this shit no more. Like, people just are so pussy, man. Grow a pair. Dive the fucking tower. I want to get my stacks, dude. I don't need pussies in my game. I need that shit in real life. There we go. Number 2. I'm breaking. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm breaking. I'm about to. Still breaking. I'm almost fully stacked. Oh, I'm about to be unleashed, man. I'm about to be unleashed. I'm unleashed. Let's go. They hinted me, by the way. If they did not give the Reggie over, bro, I would have killed him, dude. I have to cut through Reggie buff for him, bro. Shit. I feel you, Chaos. No worries, my man. Wow, why did he just hit me so bad, bro? I actually had that shit. They didn't full hit me there. I 1v2 killed both. Right. I'm getting unleashed. Hold on. Takes time.
You're joking.
You got Wiggly Unite? Yeah, that's what I thought, bro.
You're joking.
I don't want to dive the pad. Well, I don't have Unite. Maybe if I Unite. Nah, this is sus, bro. Like, come on, this is so sus. I don't want to dive. We have nothing to dive there. Like, when it does not make sense to dive, these times be diving, man. Like, right there, we don't got the resources to dive. Get them a sec. I see action. I kind of want some action, boys. The rollout Wiggly is actually really annoying. I have a beautiful time. Yeah, you clean that. That's grunt work. I go score and leave that shit on 1. Pop. That's a beast fast score, leaving that shit on 1. I still got the Zoro mechanics, boys. I'm just saying, I still got them. They never left. Damn, we lose Reggie Steel, though. 49 overcap is insane, top, though. Really? Man, I gotta go. I gotta go. You think you catching me, bro? Like, no shot, bro.
You're joking.
No shot, bro. Let me get my health back real quick.
You called me in shit.
What are you doing, bro? Oh, shit. What are you doing, bro? Oh, shit. What are you doing, bro? Boom. I somehow got out of that and killed, like, everyone. That's what we need to see. Yeah, Blaster unites me with 2v1. Hey, I still don't die. I still don't die. I get it, you're fair, drop a like. How many likes are we at? 151. Thank you guys for all the likes today, guys. Boom. I'm a Talonflame now. Talonflame. I'm just a Talonflame, bro. Don't stress. Bro, I'm hella good now, bro. Am I not hella good now, dude? I still got it, man. I actually still got it. Let's go get 14. I definitely still got it, boys. I comboed the living shit out of that clown. There we go.
Oh, I just canceled it.
Well, top is in, really. How did that not hit him? I'm a bit lit up here, bro. Yo, they kind of just 5-man death push the fuck out of me. Team, kill him for that. What the hell? That shit should not be allowed. Nice. Yeah, that shit should not be allowed. They blew everything on me, too. Nice. Good job, good job. Okay, Alex kind of churning up. Okay. Okay. He kind of churning up a little bit. He kind of churning up a little bit. All right, I'll give it him. 4 down. We can do Ray. They want me, dude. You can't have me, though. I farm another Unite, maybe. That's fine. Yeah, it might be another Unite game. I might be able to get it on. I'll get another Unite. I'm gonna just threaten Smalls. Where are you going? Oh shit, I had his ass, but looky. Had his ass again. Ooh. They got it, guys. They got it. Oh my god, they got it. We lose. They got it, guys. Oh, you went back instead of score? Why would you do that? Okay, you went back instead of score. Alright. I'm down. Shit, I'm down.
Oh, come on.
Guys, we lost. Wiggly going back with a shield and 40 is too out of body. Hey, we ended off on a bang. That's pretty good. For not playing Zoro in a while, that's pretty good if you ask me, man. Most kills on team. I went from not even being able to move this character around the map to being pretty dang proficient on Zoro, if you ask me, bro. You know? Oh, wait. I thought I lost, by the way. Dude, you dropped the sad emojis? I thought I lost for a sec, bro. I was looking at my screen, I'm like, wait, what? Fox, I'm into the super chat. Let's go, Fox. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Powerful ass Zoro game right here. Alright, guys. We're starting variety earlier than usual now. Boom. Why was that so loud? Was that loud for you guys? I felt like that was louder than usual. Thank you, Fox, for a super chat. Woo! I'm gonna do what this guy did. Woo! Yo, by the way, Fox, go check VIP chat for something funny, bro. Here we go. Alright. No cheating here. No cheating here. Heathard deserves to be allowed. You know what? I respect it. I respect it. Alright, that's it today. Let's do a recap for Unite. We're still streaming, guys. It's just we're done streaming Unite for now. We did about 3 hours Unite. Not bad, not bad. We climbed a lot. We went from 1470 to 1520. So when your boy locks in and he starts climbing, he actually will start climbing, guys. Alright? Let's check it out. And then we got Resident Evil coming up. I want to move my variety and just streams a little bit earlier. Dude, look at this. Look at this, man. I'm gaming. Alright, we have 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss. 3 losses, 1 win, 2 win, 3 win, 4 win, 5 win, 6 win, 7 win, 8 win. 8 wins, 3 losses. Not bad. Yesterday was also 8 wins, 4 losses, if I'm correct. So our win rate is definitely going up this season. We went from 42% win rate with Zoro to 56% overall. Not bad. 139 games. Not bad at all, boys. Alright, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Drop some likes if you guys enjoy. If you only like watching me play Unite, you don't like watching me play other games, that's cool. I understand, man. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on the bell. But I'm about to go over and play some Resident Evil right now, which is the game I've been playing on this channel a lot. A lot of people have been enjoying it. So if you have some more time and you want to join your boy for some other games, here's a link in chat. Come through, come through. If you do nothing and stay in chat, it will bring you guys there naturally as well, too. Here we go. Here's the link. I'm going to start up the stream there in like 1 second. So there's the link to this. Let me make sure. Let me do everything on this stream so it goes smoothly here. Yep. See you guys all in variety, guys. I really appreciate it if you guys tune in. Here we go. All right. See you on variety, guys. Go, go, go. I'm gonna end the stream now. See you guys there. Let's kill some regenerators.
When I was growing up, the first console I ever had was my PlayStation 1, and 90% of what I played on it were all 3 Spyro games and the 3 Crash Bandicoot games as well.
Crash Bandicoot!
While I would later eventually learn the Spyro 2 speedrun, for some reason I just never got into speedrunning the Crash games. Maybe this is because the Crash games didn't have any of the crazy sequence breaks like the Spyro games, but it could also be because I was just too busy speedrunning the superior Crash Bandicoot game instead. But hey, it's never too late to start something new, and I know you guys really enjoyed my previous Steam Refund challenge of the Spyro trilogy, so let's see if I can do it for Crash as well. How hard could it be? Well, when I first began looking into the Crash Insane trilogy, completing all 3 games within 2 hours was looking pretty impossible.
And now, the continuation of Hell's Kitchen.
Now get out of there.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you, guys. I thought I was going home.
I was like,
I did not expect my name to come up for, take your jacket off. I mean, wow, what the hell, man?
I don't know what to feel, or I'm just in shock.
I don't mind her not being on our team. Let me put it that way. It felt like there was always a conflict between everyone else and Danny. I think Chad and our team will work out very well. I look forward to it. Glad to have you on the team, bro.
Thank you.
We got Chad's Angels.
Yeah, we got Chad's Angels now.
Yeah. Send it,
yeah.
send it.
Charlie.
This way?
Hey.
I'm now on blue team. I look really good in blue.
They are.
Hey, good, baby.
Every day here in Hell's Kitchen is a surprise. And whatever it is, you know, you just got to be ready for it.
Oh my God. I'm scared shitless. You don't take a city bitch and throw her in a kitchen with a bison. I was shitting my pants. Oh my God, it's looking at me.
I don't want to go first anymore. Why am I in the front?
I'm the one that has the handicap.
I'm just gonna have to use my crutches to catapult over it if it starts to charge.
Morning.
Morning, Chef.
I see you've already met my friend Jack. Morning, Jack. Jack's an American bison, and probably the biggest 12-year-old you've ever seen.
It's fucking huge.
Native Americans and the first settlers hunted bison. Now, Jack, please. Talk about hunting and he pees on my carpet.
It was like a waterfall of pee. Like 6 gallons of pee all over the floor.
At least it's a number one.
Yeah.
Great. Put a diaper on that thing or something before you bring it in here. Marino's gonna have a fit now.
For your next challenge, each of you will be cooking a cut of bison. Sorry, Jack. Now, when I say go, I want you to carefully walk by Jack, bolt outside, and stand behind the cut of bison that you want. Are we ready?
Yes, Chef.
Well, let's go. Very carefully.
Easy.
Should I walk?
Easy. No need to stampede.
Oh my God, we're gonna die.
Get the out of here.
When wild animals sense fear, they eat your fucking face. Oh my God.
I just saw the ground bison and I ran right up to it. I didn't even look to see what else was there.
Oh, word.
Fuck.
Bison ribeye, nice.
I'm down with that.
Frank and I get paired up. I'm feeling so confident. It's Frank. He's gonna make a burger.
That dude's trash.
Obviously, each of you will be cooking head to head.
In my mind, I should beat Jackie at everything we do. Unless we're talking about smoking cigarettes, then Jackie's gonna crush me.
On the board, there are 7 different flags that represent ingredients from each of their countries. Oh. Now, in a way, similar to early Americans, you'll have to shoot for the rest of the ingredients using a bow and arrow.
Yes!
The winner of the shootout will pick the ingredients that both of you will work with. Let's begin with the ground bison. Jackie and Jared, step up, please.
Come on, Jackie.
Let's go, Jared.
Are we ready?
I'm ready, Chef.
Right. Take aim. That was bad. Jackie, come on. Come on, Jared. Yes.
Boom, done. Way closer than Jackie. Wasn't really worried about that.
Pick Italian.
I know Jackie wanted Italian, so I was kind of strategizing a little bit, thinking what would she have the most trouble with, and I picked Spain.
Wow, Spanish. Give one to Jackie. Nice. Ashley and Danny, let's go.
Come on, Ashley.
While Danny's shot
Yeah.
is just a bit outside, Ashley's
Whee! Well done.
hits closer to the mark.
And you're selecting Thai. Wow.
Asian food, my strength.
Okay, next up, Chad. Amanda, let's go.
There you go. Come on, Chad.
Let's go.
You got this.
Nice.
Good job.
Wow.
You can't beat that, Amanda.
I don't know how to do this.
Pull it straight back. Be confident with it.
Good shot.
The little girl shows you up. Natural fucking archer right here.
Italian. Well done. Good shot. That's a good one. Okay, next up, Ariel and Joe. Very carefully. Let's go.
Joe got little arms. He ain't gonna be able to pull it back that far. Come on, Ariel.
Oh. Come on, Joe. You can do this.
I gotta redo on that one. Good job, Joe. Good job, Joe.
Ariel, pick your cuisine. Japanese. Nice. Okay, let's go. Last up, Frank. Kristen, let's go.
Frank, you got this all day. All day.
Don't let the Marines down, Frank. No pressure.
There you go.
Come on, Kristen. You got this.
Come on, Kristen.
Have you shot one of these before?
Yeah. Like, da-da-da-da. I'm channeling Kevin Costner and Robin Hood right now. Totally got this.
You got it, Kristen. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Whoops.
It's all right, Kristen. Don't worry about it.
All right, Frank.
I think I know where I'm going right now.
Good, man.
I think we're going with a little French.
Wow. Okay, it's time to cook. You'll all have 40 minutes, and your time starts now. Off you go.
In today's challenge, the chefs have 40 minutes
Thanks, team.
to prepare a dish using only their cut of bison
I don't know how safe this is.
and the ingredients from the country they chose.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I feel extraordinarily confident in my dish.
I'm doing a warm peanut noodle salad.
My two dads have an Asian American restaurant, so I'm ready to nail this competition right in the bison butt.
Is there a way to rehydrate seaweed? Anybody know how to rehydrate seaweed so it's pliable?
Joe probably has 2 experiences with Asian culture. The massage parlor he goes to and the carry-out he gets right after. Let me see, Joe. This is just nori. This is just for flavor. You can shift it on this. You can eat it raw like that, but you're not going to want to reconstitute it.
Heard. Thank you, Jared.
13 minutes to go.
Jackie, what are you making?
I'm gonna make a Spanish version cheeseburger. Yeah.
Really, Jackie, a Spanish cheeseburger? Is that even a thing?
What are you doing? Like, what's going on there?
Spanish?
I'm gonna put sausage in it, sardines in it, saffron, paprika.
You know what, guys? We need to help out Jackie real quick. What about albondigas? Are the Spanish meatballs? Or what else?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the Spanish meetballs.
There you go.
I have cooked Spanish food. I have never cooked food from Spain. Wish I would have got Italian.
There's 7 minutes to go.
7 minutes, guys. You hear that? Danny, what are you making?
I'm doing a coconut lemongrass broth. I'm gonna do bison 2 ways, I believe, one in a roll and one with the sauce on the side. I know that, everyone's looking at me to see whether or not I can hang with the blue team.
Danny, you need help? You good?
I'm good.
You sure?
I hope so.
5 minutes to go, guys.
Just under 5, guys.
Everybody ready to play? I've heard. Jackie, watch your meatballs.
Yeah.
Somebody have free hands real quick?
60 seconds to go. Come on.
Who needs help? Who needs help?
I do.
Frank, what do you need?
My sauce.
Corner, Frank, it's coming right now. Come on.
5,
A little more greens.
4,
Here it goes. Come behind.
3,
Thank you.
2, 1, and serve. Today I'll be judging your dishes head to head, and obviously the team with the most points wins. Let's start off with the flank steak. Let's go.
Down.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
I'm feeling confident. I have experience with Italian cuisine. Amanda, bring it on.
Chad, describe the dish.
I have the flank steak did a Fiorentina style with the truffled cannellini beans and blood orange gremolata.
You nailed the protein.
Thanks, Chef.
Really well. It's delicious. Brilliant job.
Thanks, Chef.
Amanda, describe the dish, please.
I have for you a grilled flank steak with a pappardelle pasta with tomato cream sauce.
I don't get the garnish, because you wouldn't really serve that kind of pasta with a red meat like that. Yeah. Point to the red team. Well done, Chad.
Thanks, Chef.
Yes. Good job, Chad.
First challenge in the red team, and I'm bouncing back,
Good job, Chad.
getting out of my slump.
Next up, the ground bison, using Spanish ingredients.
You got this, Bo.
Wow, look at that. Jared, explain the dish, please.
Chef, I gave you albondigas that has chorizo, red wine, and kale.
Meatballs, beautifully done, authentic.
Thank you, Chef.
Jackie.
Today, Chef, I have Spanish meatballs with a romesco, manchego, a little bit of parsley on top.
Meatballs, dry. Such a shame. Point goes to Gerard. Congratulations, well done, Gerard.
Good job, Jared.
The top sirloin, let's go.
Come on, Kristen.
Come on, Kristen.
Come on, Frankie.
With the score tied, Kristen's top sirloin au poivre
You've cooked it beautifully here.
gets a très bon from the chef.
Good job.
But Frank's pan-seared top sirloin with roasted Brussels sprouts
Frank, bison's cooked beautifully.
Thank you, Chef.
also makes a good impression.
Oh, it's a tough one. Kristen, point to you. Frank, point to you as well. Good job, both of you.
Thank you, Chef.
Well done.
Good job, Kristen. Good job.
Welcome back, Frank.
Thank you, Chef.
Next up, one of my favorite cuts, the ribeye.
Yeah, Joe.
Come on, Ariel.
Come on, Ariel.
Ariel's Japanese ribeye with bok choy and noodle salad
Yeah, delicious. I mean, really delicious.
gets a very favorable critique.
I mean, it's like being in a Japanese grill in Kyoto.
And Joe's pan-seared ribeye with sautéed daikon radish
This is beautiful. Absolutely spot on.
Thank you, Chef.
is also well received.
Tough one, this one. Point goes to both of you. Great job. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
Tied, 3-3. Let's go. The battle of the fillets. Last pairing.
Come on, Dan. You got this, Dan.
Come on, Ashley.
I'm happy to drive the blue team to victory. The red team definitely better watch out.
Danny, describe the dish.
I have for you grilled bison, and then you have bison spring rolls.
Bison's cooked beautifully.
Thank
Really
you,
good job
Chef.
indeed. Ashley, describe the dish, please.
What I have for you is a shrimp pad thai.
Why pad thai? I don't associate pad thai with a fillet.
I was trying to take a little bit of a risk. I feel like the sauce is good with the bison itself.
Beautifully conceptualized. We actually think I'm back in Bangkok. Really delicious. It's a tough one. Two unique dishes. Very hard indeed. The point goes to both of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Seriously, well done. Back in line.
Nice job.
Yeah, Danny.
Tied.
You grilled bison, and then you have bison spring rolls.
Bison's cooked beautifully.
Thank
Really
you,
good job
Chef.
indeed. Ashley, describe the dish, please.
What I have for you is a shrimp pad.
Both.
Come on, Ariel.
Ariel's Japanese ribeye with bok choy and noodle salad
Yeah, delicious. I mean, really delicious.
gets a very favorable critique.
I mean, it's like being in a Japanese grill in Kyoto.
And Joe's pan-seared ribeye with sautéed daikon radish
This is beautiful. Absolutely spot on.
Thank you, Chef.
is also well received.
Tough one, this one. Point goes to both of you. Great job. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
Tied, 3-3. Let's go. The battle of the fillets. Last pairing.
Come on, Dan. You got this, Dan.
Come on, Ashley.
I'm happy to drive the blue team to victory. The red team definitely better watch out.
Danny, describe the dish.
I have for you grilled bison, and then you have bison spring rolls.
Bison's cooked beautifully.
Thank
Really
you,
good job
Chef.
indeed. Ashley, describe the dish, please.
What I have for you is a shrimp pad thai.
Why pad thai? I don't associate pad thai with a fillet.
I was trying to take a little bit of a risk. I feel like the sauce is good with the bison itself.
Beautifully conceptualized. We actually think I'm back in Bangkok. Really delicious. It's a tough one. Two unique dishes. Very hard indeed. The point goes to both of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Seriously, well done. Back in line.
Nice job.
Yeah, Danny.
Tied. I'm going to give it to the best dish, the dish that nailed everything. Oh, this is hard. Really hard. Congratulations. Chad, well done.
Ah, yes. This is my bounce back. I'm getting back in the saddle. This is a great way to show the red team I'm here, I mean business, and I'm ready to work with you guys.
You had the right garnish with the right cuts. That's why I like to see that level of intuition coming into play. Good job.
Chef.
That sucks.
Red team, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you,
Chef.
Chef.
You're in for a big treat. You're gonna meet some Hollywood actors. How many of you have seen Hangover?
If it's Bradley Cooper, I'm gonna shit.
How many of you seen We Bought a Zoo?
Yes, I did.
These are just a few of the films these actors have appeared in. You're headed to meet.
I'll get a beer with B. Coops and Matt Damon.
You're heading to meet Hollywood animals. These are special animal actors. You're gonna feed tigers.
Oh my God, I'm not doing that. That's not a reward, that's a fucking death sentence.
Oh, there is one more thing. All of you are getting your very own, top of the line, Vitamix blenders. Well done. There we are.
That's a brand new Vitamix. Are you kidding me? Best trophy ever.
Red team to the dorm. Congratulations, well done, Chad. Chad, what an impact. Good job. Blue team, I decided to give the bakers a day off. So I want all the bread beautifully baked. You start off with grinding the wheat by hand. And what is fresh bread without handmade butter? The old-fashioned way. Your freshly baked bread is going to go with tonight's very special service. It's going to be cowboy steak night. If that's not enough, there's quite a large, potent stench coming from the bison's feet, so the carpet needs shampooing.
Thanks a lot, Bison Jack.
Stupid bison.
Filthy animal.
Exactly. It's degrading, you know, cleaning up buffalo pee. I feel like a fucking private. Huh?
Ooh, what's that smell? Have fun, guys.
Yeah, I can miss a spot.
Have fun cleaning up that bison. Woo.
See you later. I'll save a spot for you to clean when you get back.
Sucks.
Does anybody have a tranquilizer gun ready?
Oh, Chief.
Welcome to Hollywood Animals.
That's great.
We'll meet some exotic animals. Come on my way.
I'm gonna die.
This is so crazy.
We'll come over here in our little safe zone.
I get to pet a tiger. This is so exciting.
Annika is a 1 and 4-month-old mixed Siberian Bengal tiger.
Relax.
She's about 175 pounds. So who wants to go first?
I do.
Okay.
Good luck.
I mean, who doesn't want to play with a tiger, right?
So use your meat up there. Now pull your meat back. There you go.
Claws are like.
I know.
Now go ahead and pay her.
Good girl.
Nice.
Honestly, if you're scared, I wouldn't suggest doing that.
Why?
Because it's a fucking tiger. Jackie, can you chill out?
I'm chill.
No, you're not.
I am, like, deathly afraid of animals. Does she get nervous when people are really scared of her?
No, she gets excited.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, someone might be nervous. I can capitalize on this.
Oh. Okay. I've never been this scared in my life. Like, I've had people pull guns out on me, like, in my face, and I was not even nowhere near as scared as I am right now.
Now tell her, sit.
Sit. Sit.
Okay, it's just a tiger, don't worry.
Yeah. This is how white people die all the time. And yeah, that was me today. I was the dumb white bitch fucking beating a tiger with a stick.
Nice, long, firm strokes.
While Jackie is still deciding whether she is enjoying her reward, back in Hell's Kitchen, the blue team is busy churning out their punishment.
Sweating profusely.
Oh, man. My ceramic broke into the butter. What the fuck?
All right, switch to the other one.
My mother always said I have the Midas touch, but instead of everything turning to gold, it turns to shit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
What?
Another piece of the fucking ceramic chipped off. I wasn't even doing it that hard.
So this is Bam Bam. He's a 14-year-old grizzly bear. Can you say hi?
Yeah, he's like the coolest bear ever.
You guys ready to give him a kiss?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now walk up to Chris. He's gonna hand you a treat. You're gonna put it in your lips, not your mouth. Just right your lip. And you're gonna walk right up to him, let him take it, and step back out.
First base. I heard 80s music. I leaned in. He leaned in. This is the best bear kiss I've ever had. Yeah. pretty sure like every kiss from now on is gonna have to involve marshmallows.
There you go.
After a unique, rewarding day of petting tigers and kissing bears, the red team
Wedge salad
Wedge
down.
salad, bada bing.
And then bada bing.
and the blue team are prepping Chef Ramsay's special menu for Cowboy Steak Night.
King crab cocktail, wedge salad, straightforward.
Tomahawk, porterhouse, Wellington.
We got a whole new menu, baby.
This night should honestly go super smooth. Our menu is actually smaller. Ranchers aren't even really picky people, right? Like, they just want their steak and their fucking mac and cheese.
Red team, line up, please.
Yes.
Yes, chef.
Quick. Blue team, line up, please. Quickly. Tonight's steak night. It's a big night, okay? Think about it this way. This year's winner is going to become the head chef at BLT Steak at Bally's in Vegas. Show me that you belong at BLT. Clear?
Yes, chef.
Let's go.
If there's ever one night in Hell's Kitchen to perform, tonight's the night.
Right. Where the fuck's Mourinho?
What the fuck's
You are kidding me. What in the fuck is he doing?
Howdy, chef.
Oh my God. Giddy up on Open Hell's Kitchen. Mourinho, please.
Yeah!
It's Cowboy Steak Night in Hell's Kitchen. And as hungry herds of customers fill up the dining room,
The scallops?
Chef Ramsay has rounded up some classic steaks for tonight's menu, along with a wedge salad, crab cakes, and a king crab cocktail.
Is the order for Stacey Dash?
Stacey Dash, thank you. VIP, watch this table. Stacey Dash, yes, actress. 4 cover table 32, 2 crab cake, 2 scallop.
Yes,
Yes,
chef.
Hurry up.
I'm just dropping the scallops, baby.
Okay.
I'm a little worried to have Chad on the red team. We just found our flow during service, and we need Chad to be on the same page with us.
Chef, I'm walking the scallops to the pass to you right now, chef.
Walking crab cakes. Hot, hot, hot.
Right behind you, chef. Service, please.
With a confident start by Ariel and Chad on appetizers, food is already being delivered to red diners. And Chef Ramsay is ready with the blue team's first ticket.
Here we go, blue team. Let's go. 4 covers table 22, 2 scallops, 2 crab cake.
Chad.
Let's go. Crab cakes, how long?
3 minutes out.
Excellent. Good.
Can I drop these scallops down, Jared?
Danny, no more can I. Just say it. All right? Demand it.
As a boxer, I don't see anyone as intimidation. I don't care if they're men. I need to be on top of everything and control my station tonight.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm actually completely good right now.
Good?
Yep.
They look good.
Thank you.
Danny, crab cakes in the window. Scallops, move.
Yes, chef. Scallops walking.
Hurry up.
Right behind.
Service, please. Table 1, yes?
Hey. First time. First time, all
Right?
right?
No, we're gonna make it happen.
On order. VIP, yes?
Yes, chef.
Professional volleyball player. Watch this table, please. 4 covers table 41, 2 scallops, 2 crab cocktail.
Chef.
Let's go.
While the blue team is successfully delivering appetizers to their happy diners,
Very good.
How is everything here so far?
there is one table in the red dining room
Mine are a little bit salty.
that is less than happy with their appetizers.
Madam, is a little undercooked for you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Chef, Stacey Dash, too salty. Both of them undercooked.
Oh, man. Red team, scallops. Back. Stacey Dash. Who cooked these?
I cooked them, chef.
Fucking hell, man.
I need a solid minute for the resire on the scallops,
While
chef.
Ariel starts over on the scallops, back on the blue side,
Danny, scallops, how long?
Got 2 scallops, 30 seconds to the window.
a steady flow of appetizers is leaving the kitchen.
Walking crab cocktail, chef. 5.
Right behind.
Good. Service, please.
You know, usually I can't stand working with women, but having Danny on the team is great.
As the blue team continues to satisfy their diners.
That's delicious. Very good.
In the red kitchen,
How you doing, Ariel?
Good, these scallops are fucking perfect.
Ariel is ready with her refire on their VIP table.
I'm walking the scallops to the past to you right now, chef.
When you get yelled at for messing something up in the kitchen, the only thing that there's time for is to correct the mistake and get the food out.
Right behind, right behind, right behind.
Oh, fuck me.
Red team, come here. Refire. Stacey Dash.
Yes, chef.
Now they're overcooked. I've never seen such a fucking embarrassment. Start again.
Ariel, what do you got? First scallops, 2 minutes?
Yo, I'm free-firing the scallops. They suck. Kristen, flip them. I don't have time to flip them. I'm doing your garnish. You're fucking kidding me, bro.
You need to hold onto the spatula, get these scallops out of the pan, and walk your happy ass to the fucking pass.
Scallops, where are they?
Ah, fuck me. They're all stuck to the pan.
Scallops! Now! And I mean now!
Yes, chef, I'm refiring all of the scallops.
Now it's beyond a joke. That is fucking it. Red team, come here. This to me is basic shit. Can someone get on the fish station and fucking help you now?
Heard.
Let's go.
Somebody get over there.
I'll take all of hot apps. At the rate Ariel is going through scallops, they might go extinct. Make sure it's quality. We're not refiring any more tickets.
No.
Got it. Walking with scallops.
Now, come on, then, hurry up.
Yes, chef.
Service, please, John.
Thanks to Jackie, the fish station has recovered.
Ladies, how are you doing? Yes?
Much better.
In the blue kitchen,
Welcome to Char, right behind hot.
Danny on fish and Frank on meat
I'm walking Wellingtons right now.
are relying on Joe to deliver on garnish.
Mash!
Hey, chef, coming, chef. 10 seconds.
Why is he tossing the mash?
Walking match.
What is that? It's not, you've got dark stuff, white stuff, creamy stuff, bits that aren't mixed. You don't start tossing it, flipping like a fucking pancake.
Are you kidding me? Why the fuck is he helping you? It's just fucking mashed potatoes.
Hey, that was really difficult, that.
After a short delay from Joe and his mashed potatoes,
Got inside, yeah? Go, please.
the blue team is ready to move on to their next ticket.
Entree, 2 ribeye, 2 Arctic char.
Yes, chef.
Behind.
Meanwhile, back in the red kitchen,
Scallops to the past, chef, on your right.
Ariel seems to be back in control, and appetizers are now flying out of the kitchen.
Service, please, go.
And the red team is ready to fire their first entrees.
Entree, 2 ahi tuna, 2 ribeye.
Yes, chef. Jackie, you have a second. Can you come watch this tuna for me?
Ariel thinks that I have secret powers. I have fire hands. And now I'm just gonna be like,
Scallops to the past, chef, on your right.
Ariel seems to be back in control, and appetizers are now flying out of the kitchen.
Service, please, go.
And the red team is ready to fire their first.
Difficult, that.
After a
Please, John.
thanks to Jackie, the fish station has recovered.
Ladies, how are you doing? Yes?
Much better.
In the blue kitchen,
Welcome to Char, right behind hot.
Danny on fish and Frank on meat
I'm walking Wellingtons right now.
are relying on Joe to deliver on garnish.
Mash!
Hey, chef, coming, chef. 10 seconds.
Why is he tossing the mash?
Walking match.
What is that? It's not, you've got dark stuff, white stuff, creamy stuff, bits that aren't mixed. You don't start tossing it, flipping like a fucking pancake.
Are you kidding me? Why the fuck is he helping you? It's just fucking mashed potatoes.
Hey, that was really difficult, that.
After a short delay from Joe and his mashed potatoes,
Got inside, yeah? Go, please.
the blue team is ready to move on to their next ticket.
Entree, 2 ribeye, 2 Arctic char.
Yes, chef.
Behind.
Meanwhile, back in the red kitchen,
Scallops to the past, chef, on your right.
Ariel seems to be back in control, and appetizers are now flying out of the kitchen.
Service, please, go.
And the red team is ready to fire their first entrees.
Entree, 2 ahi tuna, 2 ribeye.
Yes, chef. Jackie, you have a second. Can you come watch this tuna for me?
Ariel thinks that I have secret powers. I have fire hands. And now I'm just gonna be like, and fucking cook everything.
Watch that, Jackie.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
Make sure you don't overcook.
They're still cold in the middle.
How long are those 2 tuna?
1 minute.
Don't leave that in there too long now.
Ahi tuna, ribeye.
Walking with 2 ribeye.
She's gonna walk in.
Heard?
Right behind you, chef.
All right, next.
Hey, red team, no, not next. Come here, all of you. What is happening here? The ribeye looks like it's boiled. Apart from that, it's raw. And we're going from one extreme to the other because I've got fucking burnt tuna.
Jackie, what the fuck is that, bro? If you can't figure out what the fuck you're supposed to do, you're not helping me. Go back to your station.
Just tell me how we can fuck something so simple up. Refire 2 ribeye, 2 eye tuna. Just hurry up, let's go.
While the red team starts over on their first entrees.
Welcome to the window with ribeye.
Over in the blue kitchen, Frank on meat and Danny on fish
Char?
are delivering their second order of entrees.
Fries, please.
More fries?
Yeah, more fries.
And once again, are waiting on Joe.
Fries are 1 minute out. Fries are 1 minute out.
Fucking hell. Hey, come here. What's going?
I'm doing my best, Chef. I'm trying to bounce back.
What is going? Because
2
I don't mind you bouncing back, but I need you bouncing back knowing what the fuck you're doing.
2 Wellingtons, 2 chars coming up.
No.
No.
2 ribeye, 2 Arctic char.
2 ribeye, 2 char, heard, Chef. 2 ribeye, 2 char, heard, Chef.
Hurry up!
All right, man. I'm doing the best I can. You want the shit fast? I'm trying to give it to you fast.
Ribeye going cold.
I think the best thing I can do is just grab the bootstraps, fucking lace them up, because I'll be fucking goddamn if I let it get to the point where I'm sending up undercooked French fries. 15 seconds, Chef.
Fries.
Oh. Come on, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back.
Let's go.
Walking with the garnish, Chef. Walking with garnish.
Oh my God. Can someone tell Joe what's wrong with these fries? Hey, look, not even drained. And look at the grease.
This is really happening right now. And you're eating. That makes me even more angry.
Look at the grease. Look at the grease. Hey, nothing is coming out. Nothing. I don't care what bullshit excuse, nothing's coming out. Okay?
All right, Chef, I got it. Thank you.
Joe, what do you need a hand with?
He needs a hand with his confidence.
Garnish is 1 minute out, Chef.
While Joe and the blue team start over on their order. Back in the red kitchen,
2 ribeye, 2 eye tuna.
I'm running it now.
Ariel and Ashley are ready with their second attempt on their first entree.
Okay.
I ulted!
Oh, man. Yeah, all of you. Fucking hell, man, this is rough. This is rough. It's the same mistake again, it's just raw.
This ship is sinking right now, and you've got no paddles, you've got a hole in the boat, and no bucket to get the water out.
There's just white fat, fucking raw. Enough's enough. I'm done altogether. Fuck off. Get out. Get out.
What the fuck happened?
What the,
Why did everyone stop from fuck?
Meanwhile, in the blue kitchen,
Yeah, that's beautiful. Good job.
Let's go.
1 minute out on that ribeye. 1 minute out.
Heard.
it's all hands on deck to help Joe navigate the garnish station.
There are 4 individuals on the garnish.
This is just bananas. But we have to do something to save this station because if we don't, we're getting kicked out of the kitchen.
Where's the garnish for the ribeye?
In my hand, Chef. Garnish for 2 ribeye.
Her charge.
Welcome to the window with ribeye.
Go, please.
Finally, patient patrons are receiving their food.
Cool, guys. Keep it up. Good work.
You guys keep pushing.
Heard. Thanks for your help, Jared. Keep pushing, buddy.
And the blue team is fast approaching the finish line.
Jared, can I walk with the rest of the other 2 garnishes?
Joe, they're coming out right now.
Heard. Walking up garnishes.
I want you to go walking first, and then I'll follow with Char.
Heard. Wellington walking to the pass right now.
Garnish walking.
Service, please, go. Lay it down.
Thanks, Jared.
That was the worst service we've ever had. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Where was the major breakdown in service?
The meat and the fish was supposed to push, especially on a night like this where we're so heavy on meat and fish.
Okay. Ariel and Ashley.
Yeah, I'm voting for them too because service fucking sucked.
Meat, the hardest part was just making the steak perfect.
Yeah, you weren't searing them correctly.
I know how to cook a fucking steak, dude.
But you didn't do it today. Meat and fish fucked up, and that's it.
Yeah, meat and fish.
I am telling you, I am not the weakest person on this team. Absolutely fucking not.
Well, who do you think the team's strong without?
I can promise you it's not myself and Ariel. We are definitely two of the strongest people here.
Yeah, but if those two stations would have went okay, we wouldn't have fucking got kicked out of the kitchen.
This is the first dinner service I've struggled at all, and the burnt tuna was not me.
Okay, well, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Like, a big part is when you come to help people, you have to actually be able to help them. Jackie's not a strong enough person to come into a station and help. Like, if you're gonna come into a station and help, you need to hold down that station.
Ariel, what do you think? Two weakest people on the team.
I'd say Ashley and Jackie.
Ashley and Jack.
You'd say me?
Yes, Jack. I would say you.
Ashley, who do you think are the two weakest people on the team right now?
Those two.
Kristen.
Oh, Jackie and Ariel.
Ashley's a stronger cook than you.
She's not a stronger
She
cook
brings
than
a
me.
little bit more to the table than you.
So you really think she's more creative than me?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. She's not. Everything I cooked today was fucking perfect. And then I try to fucking help everybody, and then they want to throw me in? I mean, come the fuck on. It's baffling to me that my name would even be mentioned. What are you voting for?
Based on this service, I would say Jackie.
Why are you voting for me?
Who do you want me to vote for?
Them two, they fucked up service and made us lose. I fucking kill it in service every fucking goddamn time.
When you are in service, you shine as a cook. Challenges is where you shine as a chef. We cannot carry you through challenges, bro.
I've only been cooking for 3 months.
Wait a minute, what? Jackie's only been cooking for 3 months? Everyone else has been cooking forever. We deserve this, and obviously Jackie doesn't.
But that means you're not ready for BLT. I got fucking I got 7 years on you and 6 months.
I've worked way less anywhere than all these people, and I can fucking successfully do every station, and nobody else can. How am I going up? I mean, that's completely ridiculous. You know what? Fuck all of them, really. I just hate it that we can't choke people here. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
That was terrible. Red team, have you reached a consensus?
Yes, Chef.
Good. Jackie, red team's first nominee and why?
My first nominee is Ariel. The fish station completely collapsed. The scallops, everything was just bad.
Red team's second nominee and why?
They voted for me.
They voted for you.
Yes.
Why?
I really don't know. I believe it should have been Ashley. Because if I was on either one of those stations, I would have ran it way better.
We chose Jackie, Chef, because of her lack of progress. It doesn't help us to have to be creative for her.
We have to carry her most of the way, Chef.
That's not true, Chef.
What a mess. Jackie, Ariel, step forward. Ariel, let's be honest, your worst performance.
Chef.
Why do you think you should stay in Hell's Kitchen?
Chef, I think I should stay in Hell's Kitchen because I'm passionate, I'm intuitive, I'm strong, I'm decisive, and I'm a leader. I don't think one service should dictate me leaving Hell's Kitchen.
You struggled. Big time. Very disappointed.
All right, Chef.
Very. Jackie.
Yes, Chef.
Why do you deserve to stay in Hell's Kitchen?
I could cook a scallop, I could sear a steak. I'm a natural born leader. I mean, I know I could run BLT. I shouldn't even be up here, Chef. It was meat and fish that died today.
The person leaving Hell's Kitchen is... Joe. Give me your jackets.
I was like, I think they both stay. That's what I was thinking.
Joe, unfortunately, you are not ready to be the next head chef at BLT. Service after service after service, I'm not seeing any change.
Yes, Chef. Thank you for the opportunity, Chef. It was a pleasure. Hell's Kitchen was much more grueling than I could have ever imagined. It's easy to be an armchair quarterback when you're sitting at home watching it going, yeah, I can make a risotto. It's a much different story when you're in a line of fire with Chef Ramsay up your rear end. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. And I'm the one out here right now, so I'm the one that's got to take it on the chin.
Ariel, Jackie,
Yes, chef.
back in line.
Thank you, chef.
The field has been cut in half. Now is the time to get your shit together. Is that clear?
Yes, chef.
Now fuck off out of it.
This is crazy. All the fat has been trimmed and strong people are about to be going home. I'm upset with myself that I had my worst service ever. I just have to work as hard as I know that I can work and just every day keep pushing myself further.
Holy shit. Do I think I'm the weakest on my team? No. In service, I kill it every time. I'm so pissed I can't even tell you what I want to do. I'll get arrested for even saying it.
Joe had an amazing taste profile and was a standout in challenges. Unfortunately for him, dinner services were just out of his reach.
I woke up. I woke up one day in a strange place, somewhere most people wouldn't think to go. I found myself in a town that seemed just like any other. Decent size, plenty of jobs, and not much crime. The air outside was temperate and calm. It wasn't that humid, but it wasn't quite dry either. There were lots of places to go, things to do, people of all ages who were kind and humble. It was surrounded by such incredible natural beauty, as if it existed simultaneously in the middle of nowhere and everywhere. If you didn't know any better, you might be tempted to call it paradise, but don't be deceived. There's a reason why most people don't come here, for this place carries with it a terrible curse. In the 1830s, the Muskogee Indians were expelled from their ancestral lands in what is now northern Alabama. But where would they go? As it turned out, the lawmakers who sealed their fate didn't know either. Thus far, the recently purchased Louisiana territory was scarcely explored. The few who had surveyed the lands described a vast prairie lacking any valuable resources. Far enough west, the forest disappeared and the soil became infertile for agriculture. Naturally, when the government learned of this, the region was earmarked as the ideal destination for America's native people. Under the veneer of a humanitarian exchange of territory, American lawmakers concocted perhaps the most ruthless land grab in the history of the nation, ignoring whatever treaties or federal protections that were supposedly in place at the time. The government effectively seized millions of acres through a vicious campaign of threats, lies, and coercion. The extorted lands would be used almost exclusively as a means of expanding slavery, while its original inhabitants were exiled into what most understood as a barren wasteland, someplace no tax-paying American would ever have any reason to go. The Creeks, along with a dozen or so other indigenous tribes, would be forcibly marched through more than 500 miles of hostile wilderness to what some imagined to be the edge of the world. Thousands died along the way. Many others starved to death once they got there. Those who survived had to gradually adapt to the stark change in scenery. Nearly everything about this place was different from where they'd come, but one thing remained the same: the strikingly red soil, their final tether to the land they once called home. The Chickasaw people would name the new territory after the Red Earth, christening the place we now know as Oklahoma. The state can best be described as a land of extremes, a term that applies to its history, geography, and especially climate. It has played host to some of the most bizarre and unnerving events that America has ever witnessed, and yet the rest of the country has a hard time remembering that it exists. In today's culture, it is known unaffectionately as one of the flyover states, the part of the country considered so boring and uneventful that there's no point in visiting. Perhaps it's fitting that most Americans prefer to ignore Oklahoma, because this place was at the center of one of the most shameful chapters in our nation's history. childish interpretation, the state of Oklahoma sort of looks like a gun pointing westward. This resemblance is actually quite fitting when you discover its dark origins. Most Americans know about the Trail of Tears, but it would be far from a last injustice to befall the people of the Indian Territory. By the end of the 1830s, the displaced tribes had finally settled into what was supposed to be their last compromise. It took just 10 years before their sovereignty was under threat once again. In 1848, gold was discovered in California, and the complexion of America was forever altered. Soon after, railroads were running from coast to coast. With the railroad came a new wave of intruders, and with the intruders came the same old story: plunder, exploitation, and stupendous greed. Before long, oil was discovered beneath the Indian Territory, and all of a sudden, the natives' land was coveted once again. The news spelled doom for not just the displaced tribes, but the plain Indians as well. The oldest inhabitants of Oklahoma were some of the last nomadic people in the world, and relied on the vast landscape for survival. Their fate would be sealed by one of the most disturbing effects of westward expansion. At the beginning of the 19th century, as many as 60 million bison died of the plains. However, once bison hives discovered the Desert Valley industrial properties, hunters began to slaughter with unprecedented efficiency. The landscapes left littered with millions of rotting carcasses largely IIC. The stench must have been unimaginable. Despite hearing concerns from worried conservationists, the federal government allowed the biblical massacre to run its course, knowing full well that the end of the bison would bring about the end of prosperity. By the end of the 1880s, the American bison was all but extinct, and the starving Plains Indians surrendered the last of their freedoms. Corralled in the pitiful reservations, they had met the fate that would soon befall the rest of America's original people. The final nail in the coffin would come from the Dawes Act of 1887, which dissolved tribal leadership and effectively ended Indian sovereignty within U.S. borders. Children were forcibly sent away to re-education facilities where they were to be stripped of their cultural identity. Communal ownership of land was replaced with a privatized system intended to further seize what little territory they had left. And with that, one of America's greatest injustices had come to a close. But the story of Oklahoma was only just beginning. It's April 22nd, 1889, and approximately 50,000 people have crowded in behind a thin line in the dirt. At the heart of the Oklahoma Territory, 2 million acres of land have conveniently opened up for settlement, and the federal government is giving it away for free. First come, first serve. At the stroke of noon, the horde was unleashed into the unassigned lands, desperately chasing their generational dreams. By the end of the day, all 2 million acres had been gobbled up, leaving many hopeful homesteaders empty-handed. Much to their dismay, many of the tracts had been claimed impossibly fast. It turned out that plenty of the new landowners had started the race a little early, sneaking into the territory hours or even days before they were supposed to. Those who jumped the gun were called Sooners, a moniker that would go on to define all Oklahomans. It's somewhat fitting that the state's most iconic term of endearment is literally named after people who cheated their way to glory. If this tale has taught us anything thus far, it's that so-called laws and rules and treaties are quite malleable. In fact, we might as well think of them as a bunch of made-up imaginary crap based on nothing that can be disregarded on a whim with no consequences whatsoever. Man-made laws are, quite simply, designed to be broken. The same can't be said, however, for the laws of nature, and the Sooners were about to learn a harsh lesson about their new place of residence. If you're waiting for something interesting to happen in Oklahoma, all you have to do is watch the skies. While any given day is likely to be calm and temperate, it doesn't take long for things to turn ugly. The state is home to some of the most threatening weather events on the planet. Towering thunderclouds with blistering lightning, flooding rain, and golf ball-sized hail are common fixtures in the region. In the early 20th century, the state's growing population only exacerbated the extreme conditions. Decades of poor farming practices contributed to the infamous Dust Bowl, during which billowing clouds of sediment blocked out the sun and buried entire communities alive. The storms raged for almost 10 years, contributing to perhaps the most severe poverty and destitution to ever exist in America. The abysmal conditions in Oklahoma forced many residents to abandon their homesteads entirely, never to return. Those who remained would eventually get to know another force of nature that was even more frightening. From my personal experience, there's an unnerving feeling you get passing through the endless landscape of the Great Plains. It's a sensation that's hard to put into words. All I can guess is that there's some vestigial part of our mammal brain that doesn't like wide open spaces. Our deepest instincts compel us to seek shelter, or else some nightmarish predator will swoop down and take us away. In the plains, there's nowhere to hide. With no mountains or trees blocking the horizon, the sky is bigger out here. Over time, the people of Oklahoma have learned to fear it.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
In the world of meteorology, the Great Plains are known by another name, Tornado Alley, home to the most notorious phenomenon in all of weather. If you tried to describe a tornado to someone who hadn't heard of one, they might not believe it was real. The idea of a swirling vortex of terror that obliterates anything in its path is something you almost have to see to believe. But doing so is easier said than done. For most of history, tornadoes were scarcely witnessed and much less understood. Even as research into atmospheric processes improved, scientists still struggled to predict them with any degree of accuracy. This limitation was especially dangerous for the people of Oklahoma, a place that sees more tornadoes than anywhere else on the planet. It turns out that the Plains Indians had a good reason to be nomads, because any permanent structure in Tornado Alley runs the risk of being destroyed without a moment's notice. The region sits at the confluence of 3 continental air masses, the interaction of which results in extreme atmospheric instability. The warming months of spring create the ideal conditions for the formation of supercell thunderstorms, the breeding ground of tornadoes. It's quite the coincidence that Oklahoma has so many casinos, because living here is itself a perpetual gamble. It's an all too common story for residents to go to bed at night and wake up no longer having a town to live in. With the state seeing more than 50 tornadoes per year on average, all you can do is hope and pray that you don't cross paths with any of them. The odds are less in your favor the further you venture into the center of the state, within the region formerly known as the Unassigned Lands. Today, the area encompasses 2 of Oklahoma's biggest urban settlements, Oklahoma City, the state capital, and Norman, home to the state university and, ironically enough, the National Weather Service. However, about halfway between these 2 population centers lies another city, a town of about 50,000 that most of America has never heard of. Welcome to Moore, Oklahoma, otherwise known as the tornado capital of the world. Within days of its incorporation in 1893, the town was immediately struck by a powerful twister that killed 31 of its founding residents. It was subsequently struck again in 1937, 1951, 3 times in 1960, twice in 61, and again in 65, 73, 74, 75, and finally in 1991. That's 12 confirmed tornadoes in just a century of existence, for a target no greater than 25 square miles. However, the streak of misfortune didn't seem to scare away new residents, and Moore's population kept growing. Despite the remarkable number of tornadoes hitting the city, the modern townsfolk had yet to experience one that was truly catastrophic. For better or worse, not all twisters are created equal. For the longest time, their true power was a mystery to the scientific world. That was until the groundbreaking research of one man. His name was Ted Fujita, although most only know him by one letter. After decades of comprehensively studying tornado damage, Fujita devised a revolutionary scale to measure their intensity. About half of all confirmed tornadoes register as an F0, the weakest classification, with estimated wind speeds under 73 miles per hour. Moving up the scale, the F1 classification makes up an additional third of recorded cases. At an F2 rating, things start to get dangerous, as wind speeds are now fast enough to destroy vehicles and mobile homes. An F3 will leave any man-made structure severely damaged, with winds potentially reaching 200 miles per hour. Beyond this point, tornadoes begin to pose an extraordinary threat to human life. At F4 intensity, tried and true notions of shelter begin to break down. Houses are completely ripped apart, and vehicles are lifted into the sky. Taking cover in an interior closet or underground bunker starts to become necessary for survival. The odds of any given tornado reaching F4 strength is about 1 in 100, making them relatively uncommon. However, in tornado-prone regions, an F4 may be expected to come around once in a generation. What's truly rare is the highest and most dangerous rating on the Fujita scale, the elusive F5. Across the worldwide history of recorded weather, fewer than 70 have ever been officially documented, and aside from a few exceptions, the F5 phenomenon is almost exclusively limited to the southeastern and midwestern United States. For whatever reason, the forces of nature have reserved their full fury for the heart of America. It is here where you can capture a glimpse of the most powerful winds on Earth. If a town is misfortunate enough to fall within the path of one of these things, the results can be difficult to fathom. Destruction doesn't even begin to describe it. In some cases, it can be hard to tell that anything was ever there. By the 1990s, the city of Moore had yet to be struck by anything worse than an F3. In this regard, you could have actually called it lucky. But in this part of the country, luck can change like the weather.
Fuck.
An F5 tornado is approximately a 1 in 1,000 fluke, but that's still not as rare as a white bison. The albinism mutation, observed across the animal kingdom, is exceedingly peculiar among the American bison. Historically, the chance of a spontaneous albino bison birth is estimated to be 1 in 10 million. Due to their extreme rarity, many indigenous tribes in the Great Plains believe the white bison to hold tremendous spiritual significance. The Lakota people consider its arrival to signal a powerful omen of change. One of the first documented sightings of the creature was in 1933, right around the beginning of the Dust Bowl. The next true albino wouldn't resurface until May 9, 1996, when a white calf named Medicine Wheel was born on the Lakota reservation. It had arrived the very same day as the blockbuster film Twister, whose story depicts an F5 tornado tearing through Oklahoma. The movie premiered at the Penn Square Mall, just 13 miles north of Moore. Maybe this is all just a bunch of meaningless superstition, but it makes what happens next just a bit less tough to swallow. At the end of 1998, the city of Moore would be visited by another F2, its 13th tornado of the past century. When something keeps happening far more than it probably should, we may intuitively expect it to cool off in the future. However, this way of thinking is a fallacy. For independent events like the weather, the odds don't care about what's already transpired. If something can happen, there's nothing stopping it from happening again. This harsh truth of the cosmos runs contrary to our limited human purview of fairness. What's about to happen to Moore, Oklahoma is going to seem preposterously unfair, but just remember, there's nothing rigged about the forces of nature. The sun may not always shine, but the weather's always fair. The early hours of May 3rd, 1999 started like any other, with only a slight chance of thunderstorms expected later in the day. However, when forecasters retrieved that morning's weather balloon data, what they found was alarming. When predicting severe weather, meteorologists rely on measurements of atmospheric instability, which they quantify using what's known as a CAPE value. Typically, a value above 800 is sufficient for thunderstorm development. That morning, central Oklahoma produced a value over 4,000. By the afternoon, it had risen to nearly 6,000. Before long, it was clear to forecasters that all hell was about to break loose. Over the next 12 hours, 73 confirmed tornadoes will strike the plains, but this fateful day would be remembered for just one. At 6:23 p.m., a funnel cloud touches down just outside the small town of Amber, Oklahoma. Over the next few minutes, it expands at an incredible rate before reaching the nearby town of Bridge Creek. By this point, the funnel has swelled to 1 mile in diameter. At the height of its power, a mobile radar unit measures the wind speeds at the center of the vortex. The results are almost beyond comprehension. The radar clocked a velocity of 301 miles per hour, the highest wind speed ever recorded on Earth. A tornado so powerful that it was almost off the charts. Officially, the Fujita scale only goes up to 318 miles per hour. Since the radar measurement had a 20 mile per hour margin of error, there's a small chance, but a chance nonetheless, that this tornado broke the limit and crossed over into the forbidden category of F6. Fujita himself had theorized such a storm, one he described as inconceivable. Ultimately, he would never get to witness the greatest challenge to his system, passing away just 6 months earlier. It seems that as soon as Fujita left our world, his greatest nightmare was dragged into it. So, the strongest tornado in history has just appeared. Where could it be headed? The opening scene of Twister features an interesting bit of trivia. The footage on the family television is, in fact, a real newscast of tornado coverage in Oklahoma. The man on the screen is Gary England, chief meteorologist at KWTV, the station located at the heart of the most hazardous climate in the country. Starting in the 70s, he would revolutionize the way weather was presented on television, using never-before-seen techniques to produce the most advanced weather broadcasts in the world. There is no doubt that England's ardent dedication to his craft contributed to countless lives being saved. Now, after 27 years of service, he's arrived at his toughest day on the job. As the mile-wide behemoth approaches the Moore city limits, he knows he can't save everyone. 10 miles south in Norman, the National Weather Service has been firing off urgent weather bulletins all afternoon. But at 6:57 p.m., they broadcast something that was previously unheard of. The typical procedure in situations like these was to issue a tornado warning, but this was no typical situation. The F5 bearing down on Moore had instigated the world's first tornado emergency. The circumstances were so dire that existing terminology could no longer convey it, so they had to invent one.
This storm is moving into West Moore as we speak. You should have already taken your tornado precautions in the Moore area. Let me tell you folks, this is deadly, deadly serious. Take your tornado precautions. Do it now.
The live coverage of this moment is truly some of the most harrowing footage in existence. Few other broadcasts have ever conveyed such profound feelings of doom and hopelessness.
And what you're looking at is a gigantic damage path from Ranger 9 from this tornado that's moving into the metro area.
The Channel 9 newscopter provides a bird's eye view of the calamity. The tornado is obscured by rain and shadow. You don't really get to see it, but you do get to see where it is. Exploding electrical transformers mark the confines of the destruction, stripped of its very soul. The picture may not explicitly show it, but it's all in there, somewhere.
Mike, there you can see it on the ground. Very dangerous situation. Our worst fears really are realized. There's a major tornado on the ground in a major metropolitan area.
On the opposite side of the storm, the Channel 4 chopper provides an even closer view. The scenes are apocalyptic, something straight out of a kaiju film. The scale of it completely dwarfs our puny frame of reference. On the ground, storm chasers capture a far more visceral angle. While staring at the footage, meteorologist Mike Morgan is momentarily left speechless. He has never seen anything like this.
Radio, forget the live pictures, go get safe. Oh my gosh. Folks, we plead with you, just go to your safe spot.
The thing just kept going. You don't really get a sense of how far it went just by looking at the map. To truly appreciate the scope of destruction, you have to retrace the path yourself. It takes a long time, much longer than you imagine it would. The farther you go, the more eerie it gets, knowing that everything you see would have been mangled beyond recognition.
FM dial on 104.1, 107.7. That is damage. Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Jim.
Mike.
Yes.
You got to look at this. This is phenomenal. It's gone. The neighborhood is gone. It is gone, Mike. It's the whole neighborhood, Mike. The whole neighborhood is gone. There's nothing.
That is F5 tornado damage. 260-mile-an-hour winds plus.
After an hour and 25 minutes, the rampage came to a merciful end. The tornado ended up carving a 38-mile scar in the earth. The damage it left behind was otherworldly. Asphalt had been stripped from the roads. Trees had been completely debarked. A 36,000-pound rail car had been lifted more than 100 yards in the air. In total, more than 8,000 homes were damaged or destroyed, many of which were reduced to nothing more than a concrete slab. The storm had taken more than 40 lives and left 500 injured. Total damages were estimated in excess of $1 billion, the costliest for any tornado in history to that point. It took 2 months to clean up all the debris. The path of destruction remained visible for years afterward. Some say you can still see it today if you look hard enough. In the meantime, the city of Moore was gradually rebuilt and fortified with new safety precautions. The improvements would be put to the test in the May of 2003. The next tornado to return to Moore would be another violent one. Almost 4 years to the day of the tragedy, an F4 touched down right in the middle of the city. Despite taking a similar path to the F5, this twister would not record a single fatality. Overcoming such a dangerous threat provided a huge boost to the town's morale. It allowed many residents to finally put the events of 1999 behind them. Over the next few years, the world of meteorology would also move on from the F5 in a literal sense. The 1999 storm had provided so much data about wind damage that it made scientists reevaluate how tornadoes were classified. It turned out that tornado-force winds were actually more destructive than what was initially understood, and that Fujita's old system had to be recalibrated. Rather fittingly, the final act of the May 3rd twister was breaking the very scale that had tried to measure it. Starting in 2007, the Weather Service ushered in the enhanced Fujita scale. From that point on, the most powerful tornadoes would be designated as EF5, and with that, the terror of '99 had cemented its legacy as the last F5. In 2010, the city of Moore got its first taste of the new scale as an EF4 grazed the southern outskirts of the town. As was the case in 2003, they had dodged another bullet, avoiding any fatalities within city limits. By now, the people of Moore had accepted recurring tornado encounters as an inevitability, but they could at least take solace in knowing that the worst was behind them. After all, a storm like the one in 1999 only comes around once in a lifetime. It seemed like that old omen about the white bison had finally run its course. Except, all the way back in 1996, there were actually 2 albino bison births. The first one died out not long after the F5 devastated Moore, but the second one kept on kicking. Its name was White Cloud, and in the spring of 2013, the clouds over Moore were brewing again. Starting on May 18th, Tornado Alley began to stir once more. Over the next 48 hours, more than 30 tornadoes touched down across the plains. The disturbance reached its highest instability around noon on May the 20th, with Cape values approaching 5,000. 2 hours later, the skies over central Oklahoma had turned a shade of black not seen for quite some time. Just before 3 in the afternoon, a funnel cloud descends over the city of Newcastle and begins to head east. As the people of Moore gaze to the west, they are greeted with a familiar sight. The twister enters the city limits with 200-mile-per-hour winds. Doppler radar captures the image of a debris ball more than a mile wide. At the age of 73, Gary England can only watch in horror as he is once again powerless to stop the carnage. 3 months after this, he will walk away from the job for good, but not before one final visit from his lifelong nemesis. At the city's edge, the tornado engulfs the Celestial Acres Ranch. More than 100 horses are lifted into the sky before being cast back down to Earth. A traffic jam is formed on nearby Santa Fe Avenue from panicked parents racing to get their children out of school. The gridlock only offers them a front row seat to the most terrifying sight of their lives. Briarwood Elementary suffers a direct hit. After a 12,000-gallon water tank caves in the roof, the entire structure disintegrates within the vortex. Moments later, nearby Plaza Towers Elementary is totally demolished as the eye of the storm passes overhead at full strength. By now, the thing no longer resembles a tornado as most would imagine it. It has mutated into a towering wall of darkness, wide enough to devour entire neighborhoods at once. The maelstrom strikes at the heart of the city, stacking cars on top of the Moore Medical Center. The hospital is spared from total collapse, but the surrounding homes are effectively wiped off the map. The twister would not let up until it sliced all the way through the rest of the city, only relenting after there was nothing left in its path. When the dust settled and the debris stopped falling, the sickening reality began to set in. After the damage was surveyed, the results were indisputable. The May 20th tornado entered the record books as an EF5. It happened again. I mean, what else can you really say at this point? This town had already suffered the ultimate indignity. The people had been brought to their very knees by the worst that nature had to offer. They had paid their dues, and it happened again. There is really nothing else like this. The only thing that comes close is the unincorporated community of Tanner, Alabama, which got hit by 3 F5s, including 2 on the same day. However, Tanner's tornado events were separated by almost 40 years. The city of Moore had just 14 years between their 2 F5s. In fact, since 2013, no other tornado has recorded an EF5 rating, meaning that as things stand, the last F5 and EF5 both happened to hit the same town. Out of everywhere they could have gone, it just had to be Moore. To this day, it's hard to say which one was worse. The 1999 storm had all the eye-popping numbers. It lasted longer, traveled farther, and had the fastest winds by a wide margin. But if you ask me, the 2013 storm was the more brutal of the bunch. It didn't pack the same destructive power, but what it did destroy cut far more deeply into the soul of the town. 2 elementary schools, the hospital, the movie theater, the local amusement park, not even the cemetery was safe. For the people who lived there, this force of nature might as well have been a force of evil. The trauma instilled by the events of May 20th would not be fully realized until 11 days later. On the 31st, the rattled and grief-stricken population of Moore see the western skies once again turn black. When tornado sirens start to go off, people begin to lose their minds. No! In the nearby city of El Reno, a funnel has grown to an unimaginable magnitude, spanning more than 2.5 miles in diameter. It's the biggest tornado ever recorded, and it's headed right for the Oklahoma City area. Foreseeing an unprecedented disaster, meteorologist Mike Morgan controversially urges his viewers to flee the area by driving south.
This is South Oklahoma City. You folks need to be, if you can go south right now, if you don't feel safe, go south.
The entire city is sent into a state of pandemonium. Over the next few minutes, thousands of residents abandon their homes and flood the streets. It's a scene of total chaos as drivers try to evacuate the storm by any means necessary. The sudden surge of vehicles brings traffic to a standstill. The highway has become a parking lot, trapping thousands as sitting ducks in the direct path of the vortex. What you're looking at is the purest expression of fear. Not the type of fear tied up with our modern sensibilities of pride or vanity. No, this fear is far more guttural, a sensation that predates man, something that can only be experienced after witnessing a level of wrath beyond our comprehension. This is fear rooted in desperation, the same desperation of fly endures once it's caught in a spider's web. It was desperation which first brought the Sooners to the unassigned lands. Now, more than a century later, they're just as desperate to escape. The people of Moore lived as their forefathers did, racing toward the horizon while trying to outrun fate. Moments before striking the interstate, the tornado dissipates and retreats back into the clouds. Had it continued ahead, as many as 500 lives could have been lost. The catastrophe may have been averted, but the tornado's true power had already been shown. While the city could be rebuilt time and time again, there was no repairing the people. This is what it looks like when human beings have learned to fear the sky itself. Today, when you visit Moore, it's hard to tell that anything happened at all. It's almost uncanny how ordinary it looks. A stranger passing through would have a hard time telling it apart from any other town in America. The difference, however, can be found in the people who call this place home. The locals here have this unmistakable humility. You get the sense that they're living off borrowed time. Only after experiencing such tremendous hardship can you truly appreciate what everyone else takes for granted. It requires a great deal of wisdom to savor the uneventful. The most impactful part of a tornado is the moment it's taken us the furthest from normality, when survivors first emerge from the rubble to gaze upon the alien wasteland around them. For a brief moment, man is transported to the world as it existed for eons, and we get a rare opportunity to witness ourselves at our most fundamental state. The worst damage Ted Fujita ever studied was not in Oklahoma or Texas or Alabama. It was in Nagasaki, after the detonation of the atomic bomb. When it happened, Fujita was living as a student 80 miles away in Kokura, the original target for Fat Man. On the day of the bombing, the city was obscured by clouds, forcing the mission to divert its focus to the secondary target. Fujita was quite literally spared by the weather. He would dedicate the rest of his life to studying it. However, his very first research assignment was no act of God. It had been the only time in history that tornado force winds were harnessed as an act of war. For centuries, philosophers have attempted to answer the question of whether human beings are inherently cruel. It's a term often ascribed to powerful deities, forces of nature, or the winds of fate itself. However, the capacity to act with cruelty is a uniquely human attribute. Nothing else in the natural world is capable of governing their decisions through hatred. This behavior is endemic to man. The question is whether we're destined to be like this. The past 10,000 years of non-stop warfare, conquest, and torture certainly do us no favors in this regard. In fact, the number of
You can never see anything enter a black hole. Imagine you trap your nemesis in a rocket ship and blast him off towards a black hole. He looks back at you, shaking his fist at a constant rate. As he zooms in, gravity gets stronger, so you would expect him to speed up. But that is not what you see. Instead, the rocket ship appears to be slowing down. Not only that, he also appears to be shaking his fist slower and slower. That's because, from your perspective, his time is slowing down. At the very instant when he should cross the event horizon, the point beyond which not even light can escape, he and his rocket ship do not disappear. Instead, they seem to stop, frozen in time. The light from the spaceship gets dimmer and redder until it completely fades from view. This is how any object would look crossing the event horizon. Light is still coming from the point where he crossed, it's just too redshifted to see. But if you could see that light, then in theory you would see everything that has ever fallen into the black hole frozen on its horizon, including the star that formed it. But in practice, photons are emitted at discrete intervals, so there will be a last photon emitted outside the horizon, and therefore these images will fade after some time.
This is just one of the strange results that comes out of the general theory of relativity, our current best theory of gravity. The first solution of Einstein's equations predicted not only black holes, but also their opposite, white holes. It also implied the existence of parallel universes and even possibly a way to travel between them. This is a video about the real science of black holes, white holes, and wormholes.
The general theory of relativity arose at least in part due to a fundamental flaw in Newtonian gravity. In the 1600s, Isaac Newton contemplated how an apple falls to the ground, how the moon orbits the Earth and Earth orbits the sun, and he concluded that every object with mass must attract every other. But Newton was troubled by his own theory. How could masses separated by such vast distances apply a force on each other? He wrote that one body may act upon another at a distance through a vacuum without the mediation of anything else is to me so great an absurdity that I believe no man who has a competent faculty of thinking could ever fall into it. One man who definitely had a competent faculty of thinking was Albert Einstein, and over 200 years later, he figured out how gravity is mediated. Bodies do not exert forces on each other directly. Instead, a mass like the sun curves the space-time in its immediate vicinity. This then curves the space-time around it, and so on all the way to the Earth. So the Earth orbits the sun because the space-time Earth is passing through is curved.
Masses are affected by the local curvature of space-time, so no action at a distance is required. Mathematically, this is described by Einstein's field equations.
Can you write down the Einstein field equation?
This was the result of Einstein's decade of hard work after special relativity. And essentially what we've got in the field equations, on one side it says, tell me about the distribution of matter and energy. The other side tells you what the resultant curvature of space-time is from that distribution of matter and energy. And it's a single line. It looks like, oh, this is a simple equation, right? But it's not really one equation. It's a family of equations. And to make life more difficult, they are coupled equations, so they depend upon each other. And they are differential equations, so it means that there are integrals that have to be done, So there's a whole bunch of steps that you need to do to solve the field equations.
To see what a solution to these equations would look like, we need a tool to understand space-time.
So imagine you're floating around in empty space. A flash of light goes off above your head and spreads out in all directions. Now, your entire future, anything that can and will ever happen to you, will occur within this bubble, because the only way to get out of it would be to travel faster than light. In 2 dimensions, this bubble is just a growing circle. If we allow time to run up the screen and take snapshots at regular intervals, then this light bubble traces out a cone, your future light cone. By convention, the axes are scaled so that light rays always travel at 45 degrees. This cone reveals the only region of space-time that you can ever hope to explore and influence. Now imagine that instead of a flash of light above your head, those photons were actually traveling in from all corners of the universe, and they met at that instant and then continued traveling on in their separate directions. Well, in that case, then into the past, these photons also reveal a light cone, your past light cone. Only events that happened inside this cone could have affected you up to the present moment. We can simplify this diagram even further by plotting just one spatial and one time dimension. This is the space-time diagram of empty space. If you want to measure how far apart 2 events are in space-time, you use something called the space-time interval. The interval squared is equal to minus dt squared plus dx squared. Since space-time is flat, the geometry is the same everywhere, and so this formula holds throughout the entire diagram, which makes it really easy to measure the separation between any 2 events. But around a mass, space-time is curved, and therefore you need to modify the equation to take into account the geometry.
This is what solutions to Einstein's equations are like. They tell you how space-time curves and how to measure the separation between 2 events in that curved geometry.
Einstein published his equations in 1915 during the First World War, but he couldn't find an exact solution. Luckily, a copy of his paper made its way to the Eastern Front, where Germany was fighting Russia. Stationed there was one of the best astrophysicists of the time, Karl Schwarzschild. Despite being 41 years old, he had volunteered to calculate artillery trajectories for the German army.
At least until a greater challenge caught his attention: how to solve Einstein's field equations.
Schwarzschild did the standard physicist thing and imagined the simplest possible scenario, an eternal static universe with nothing in it except a single spherically symmetric point mass. This mass was electrically neutral and not rotating. Since this was the only feature of his universe, he measured everything using spherical coordinates relative to the center of this mass. So r is the radius, and theta and phi give the angles. For his time coordinate, he chose time as being measured by someone far away from the mass, where spacetime is essentially flat. Using this approach, Schwarzschild found the first non-trivial solution to Einstein's equations, which nowadays we write like this. This Schwarzschild metric describes how spacetime curves outside of the mass. It's pretty simple and makes intuitive sense. Far away from the mass, spacetime is nearly flat, but as you get closer and closer to it, spacetime becomes more and more curved, it attracts objects in, and time runs slower. Schwarzschild sent his solution to Einstein, concluding with, "The war treated me kindly enough, in spite of the heavy gunfire, to allow me to get away from it all and take this walk in the land of your ideas." Einstein replied, "I have read your paper with the utmost interest. I had not expected that one could formulate the exact solution to the problem in such a simple way." But what seemed at first quite simple soon became more complicated. Shortly after Schwarzschild's solution was published, people noticed two problem spots. At the center of the mass, at r equals 0, that point could be excused because it's in the middle of the mass, but there's another problem spot outside of it. At a special distance from the center, known as the Schwarzschild radius, this term blows up. So there is a second singularity. What is going on here? Well, at the Schwarzschild radius, the spacetime curvature becomes so steep that the escape velocity, the speed that anything would need to leave there, is the speed.
But most scientists doubted that such an object could exist because it would require a lot of mass to collapse down into a tiny space.
How could that possibly ever happen? Astronomers at the time were studying what happens at the end of a star's life. During its lifetime, the inward force of gravity is balanced created by the energy released through nuclear fusion. But when the fuel runs out, the radiation pressure drops, so gravity pulls all the star material inwards. But how far? Most astronomers believed some physical process would hold it up. And in 1926, Ralph Fowler came up with a possible mechanism. Pauli's exclusion principle states that fermions, like electrons, cannot occupy the same state. So as matter gets pushed closer and closer together, the electrons each occupy their own tiny volume. But Heisenberg's uncertainty principle says that you can't know the position and momentum of a particle with absolute certainty. So as the particles become more and more constrained in space, the uncertainty in their momentum, and hence their velocity, must go up. So the more a star is compressed, the faster electrons will wiggle around, and that creates an outward pressure. This electron degeneracy pressure would prevent the star from collapsing completely. Instead, it would form a white dwarf with a density much higher than a normal star. And remarkably enough, astronomers had observed stars that fit this description. One of them was Sirius B. But the relief from this discovery was short-lived. 4 years later, 19-year-old Subramanian Chandrasekhar traveled by boat to England to study with Fowler and Arthur Eddington, one of the most revered scientists of the time. During his voyage, Chandrasekhar realized that electron degeneracy pressure has its limits. Electrons can wiggle faster and faster, but only up to the speed of light. That means this effect can only support stars up to a certain mass, the Chandrasekhar limit. Beyond this, Chandrasekhar believed not even electron degeneracy pressure could prevent a star from collapsing. But Eddington was not impressed. He publicly blasted Chandrasekhar, saying, "There should be a law of nature to prevent a star from behaving in this absurd way."
And indeed, scientists did discover a way that stars heavier than the Chandrasekhar limit could support themselves.
When a star collapses beyond a white dwarf, electrons and protons fuse together to form neutrinos and neutrons. These neutrons are also fermions, but with nearly 2,000 times the mass of an electron, their degeneracy pressure is even stronger. So this is what holds up neutron stars.
There was this conviction among scientists that even if we didn't know the mechanism, something would prevent a star from collapsing into a single point and forming a black hole. Because black holes were just too preposterous to be real.
The big blow to this belief came in the late 1930s when J. Robert Oppenheimer and George Volkoff found that neutron stars also have a maximum mass. Shortly after, Oppenheimer and Hartland Snyder showed that for the heaviest stars, there is nothing left to save them when their fuel runs out. They wrote, "This contraction will continue indefinitely." But Einstein still couldn't believe it. Oppenheimer was saying that stars can collapse indefinitely, but when Einstein looked at the math, he found that time freezes on the horizon, so it seemed like nothing could ever enter, which suggested that either there's something we don't understand, or that black holes can't exist.
Oppenheimer offered a solution to the problem. He said, to an outside observer, you could never see anything go in, but if you were traveling across the event horizon, you wouldn't notice anything unusual, and you'd go right past it without even knowing it. So how is this possible?
We need a space-time diagram of a black hole. On the left is the singularity at r equals 0. The dotted line at r equals 2m is the event horizon. Since the black hole doesn't move, these lines go straight up in time. Now let's see how ingoing and outgoing light rays travel in this curved geometry. When you're really far away, the future light cones are at the usual 45 degrees. But as you get closer to the horizon, the light cones get narrower and narrower, until right at the event horizon, they're so narrow that they point straight up. And inside the horizon, the light cones tip to the left. But something strange happens with ingoing light rays.
They fall in, but they don't get to r equals 2m. They actually asymptote to that value as time goes to infinity. But they don't end at infinity, right? Mathematically, they are connected and come back in, and they're traveling in this direction. And this bothered a lot of people. This bothered people like Einstein because he looked at these equations and went, well, if nothing can cross this sort of boundary, then how could there be black holes? How could black holes even form?
So what is going on here? Well, what's important to recognize is that this diagram is a projection. It's basically a 2D map of four-dimensional curved space-time.
It's just like projecting the 3D Earth onto a 2D map. When you do that, you always get distortions. There is no perfectly accurate way to map the Earth onto a 2D surface. But different maps can be useful for different purposes. For example, if you want to keep angles and shapes the same, like if you're sailing across the ocean and you need to find your bearings, you can use the Mercator projection. That's the one Google Maps uses. A downside is that it misrepresents sizes. Africa and Greenland look about the same size, but Africa is actually around 14 times larger. The Gall-Peters projection keeps relative sizes accurate, but as a result, angles and shapes are distorted.
In a similar way, we can make different projections of 4D space-time to study different properties of it. Physical reality doesn't change, but the way the map describes it does.
He had chosen to put a particular coordinate system over space and have a time coordinate, and off you go. It's the most sensible thing to do, right?
People realized that if you choose a different coordinate system by doing a coordinate substitution, then the singularity at the event horizon disappears.
It goes away, that problem goes away, and things can actually cross into the black hole.
What this tells us is that there is no real physical singularity at the event horizon. It just resulted from a poor choice of coordinate system. Another way to visualize what's going on is by describing space as flowing in towards the black hole, like a waterfall. As you get closer, space starts flowing in faster and faster. Photons emitted by the spaceship have to swim against this flow, and this becomes harder and harder the closer you get. Photons emitted just outside the horizon can barely make it out, but it takes longer and longer. At the horizon, space falls in as fast as the photons are swimming. So if the horizon had a finite width, then photons would get stuck here. Photons from everything that ever fell in. But the horizon is infinitely thin, so in reality, photons either eventually escape or fall in. Inside the horizon, space falls faster than the speed of light, and so everything falls into the singularity. So Oppenheimer was right. Someone outside a black hole can never see anything enter, because the last photons they can see will always be from just outside the horizon. But if you yourself go, you will fall right across the event horizon and into the singularity.
Now, you can extend the waterfall model to cover all 3 spatial dimensions, and that gives you this. A real simulation of space flowing into a static black hole, made by my friend Alessandro from Science Click. Later, we'll use this model to see what it's like falling into a rotating black hole. Now, I've never been sucked into a black hole, but sometimes it feels like it when I'm stuck on the phone with a spam caller. Fortunately, today's sponsor, Incogni, can help. You know, I used to get several spam calls a day, and they frustrated me so much that I wrote a letter to the Do Not Call registry to get my number removed. But that didn't work, and so I wanted to go on the offensive. I even contemplated making a video where I just mess with spam callers to get some revenge for all the frustration and lost time, but I no longer have to do that thanks to Incogni. There are a lot of data brokers out there that suck up information about you, a bit like a black hole. They collect things like your name, phone number, email address, and even your social security number, and then they sell this information on the open market, which is why we often get calls from people that we've never even given our number to. Incogni battles these data brokers. You simply give them permission, and they figure out who out there has your data, which laws apply, and then they send them the right letter with the correct legal terms to each data broker with the request to remove your information. Now, you could do this yourself, but it's a super tedious process that would take days, weeks, even months, and then you'd have to keep doing it forever. So that's something I definitely don't have the time and energy for. But Incogni makes this really easy. Just sign up and they'll give you a list of companies that have your data, the severity of each claim, and the status of each request. So far they have filed 126 requests for me, 83 of which have been completed, saving me over 62 hours of work. But the best part is, since I signed up, I've hardly gotten any more spam calls. So to try Incogni and fight against the data brokers, visit incogni.com/Veritasium. You can click that link down in the description or scan the QR code right here. And make sure to use the code Veritasium to get 60% off. So head over to incogni.com/Veritasium to get started. I want to thank Incogni for sponsoring this part of the video, and now back to space-time maps.
If you take this map and transform it so that incoming and outgoing light rays all travel at 45 degrees like we're used to, then something fascinating happens. The black hole singularity on the left transforms into a curved line at the top. And since the future always points up in this map, it tells us that the singularity is not actually a place in space, instead it's a moment in time. The very last moment in time for anything that enters a black hole. The map we've just created is a Kruskal-Zeckers diagram, but this only represents a portion of the universe, the part inside the black hole's event horizon and the part of the universe closest to it. But what we can do is contract the whole universe, the infinite past, infinite distance, and infinite future, and morph it into a single map. It's like using the universe's best fisheye lens. That gives us this Penrose diagram. Again, light rays still always go at 45 degrees, so the future always points up. The infinite past is in the bottom of the diagram, the infinite future at the top, and the sides on the right are infinitely far away. The black hole singularity is now a straight line at the top, a final moment in time. These lines are all at the same distance from the black hole. So the singularity is at r equals 0, the horizon is at r equals 2m, this line is at r equals 4m, and this is infinitely far away. All of these lines are at the same time.
What's great about this map is that it's very easy to see where you can still go and what could have affected you.
For example, when you're here, you've got a lot of freedom. You can enter the black hole or fly off to infinity. And you can see and receive information from this area. But if you go beyond the horizon, your only possible future is to meet the singularity. You can still, however, see and receive information from the universe. You just can't send any back out. Now, think about being at this point in the map. This is at the event horizon, and now your entire future is within the black hole. But what is the past of this moment? Well, you can draw the past light cone, and it reveals this new region. If you're inside this region, you can send signals to the universe, but no matter where you are in the universe, nothing can ever enter this region, because it will never be inside your light cone. So things can come out, but never go in. This is the opposite of a black hole, a white hole.
What color is a white hole?
I mean, it's going to be it's not going to have a color, right? It's going to be whatever's being spat out of it. It depends what's in there and gets thrown out. That's what you are going to see. So if it's got light in there, it's got mass in there, it's all going to be ejected. So the white hole kind of picture is the time reverse picture of a black hole. Instead of things falling in, things get expelled outwards. And so whilst a black hole has a membrane, the Schwarzschild horizon, which once you cross, you can't get back out, the white hole has the opposite. If you're inside the event horizon, you have to be ejected. So it kicks you out, kind of thing, right? Relativity doesn't tell you which way time flows. There's nothing in there that says that is the future and that is the past. When you're doing your mathematics and you're working out the behavior of objects, you make a choice about which direction is the future. But mathematically, you could have chosen the other way, right? You could have had time point in the opposite direction. Any solution that you find in relativity, mathematically, you can just flip it and get a time reverse solution, and that's also a solution to the equations.
Now, we've been showing things being ejected to the right, but they could just as well be ejected to the left. So what's over there? This line is not at infinity, so there should be something beyond it. If we eject things in this direction, you find that they enter a whole new universe, one parallel to our own.
We can fall into this black hole, and somebody in this universe here could fall into this black hole in their universe, and we would find ourselves in the same black hole.
The only downside is that we'd both soon end up in the singularity.
I guess I'm just trying to understand where that universe appears in the mathematical part of the solution. Like, can you point to the part of the equation and be like, so that's our universe, and then these terms here, that's the other universe, or do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's coordinates, right? Imagine somebody, right, came up with a coordinate system for the Earth, but only the northern hemisphere. And you looked at that coordinate system, right? You looked at it and you said,
I did not.
I can see the coordinate system looks fine, but mathematically, latitudes can be negative, right? You've only got positive latitudes in your solution. What about the negative ones? And they said to you, negative ones? No southern hemisphere, right? And you've got to go, well, the mathematics says that you can have negative latitudes. Maybe we should go and look over the equator to see if there is something down there. And I know that's a kind of extreme example because we know we live on a globe, but we don't know the full geometry of what's going on here, in the sense that Schwarzschild laid down coordinates over part of the solution. It was like him only laying down coordinates on the northern hemisphere. And other people have come along and said, hey, there's the southern hemisphere. And more than that, there's two Earths. That's why it's called maximal extension. It's like, if I have this mathematical structure, then what is the extent of the coordinates that I can consider? And with the Schwarzschild black hole, you get a second universe that has its own independent set of coordinates from our universe. I want to emphasize, right, this is the simplest solution to the Einstein field equations, and it already contains a black hole, white hole, and two universes.
That's what you get when you push this map to its limits, so that every edge ends at a singularity or infinity.
And in fact, there's another little feature in here, which is that little point there where they cross, that is an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
To see it, we need to change coordinates. Now, this line is at constant Kruskal time, and it connects the space of both universes. You can see what the space-time is like by following this line from right to left. Far away from the event horizon, space-time is basically flat, but as you get closer to the event horizon, space-time starts to curve more and more. At this cross, you're at the event horizon, and if you go beyond it, you end up in the parallel universe. That gives you a wormhole that looks like this.
So that is hypothetically how we could use a black hole to travel from one universe to another.
Hypothetically, because these wormholes aren't actually stable in time.
It's a bit like a bridge, but it's a bridge that is long and then becomes shorter and then becomes long again. And if you try to traverse this bridge, at some point the bridge is only very short, right? And you say, well, let me just cross this bridge. But as you start crossing the bridge and start running, your speed is finite, right? The speed of light roughly. And then the bridge starts becoming stretching, and you never come out the other side.
This pinching off always happens too fast for anything to travel through. You can also see this if you look at the Penrose diagram, because when you're inside one universe, there isn't a light cone that can take you to the other universe. The only way to do that would be to travel faster than light.
But there might be another way.
Schwarzschild solution describes a black hole that doesn't rotate. Yet every star does rotate, and since angular momentum must be conserved, every black hole must also be rotating. While Schwarzschild found his solution within weeks after Einstein published his equations, solving them for a spinning mass turned out to be much harder. Physicists tried, but 10 years after Schwarzschild's solution, they still hadn't solved it. 10 years turned into 20, which turned into 40, and then in 1963, Roy Kerr found the solution to Einstein's equations for a spinning black hole, which is far more complicated than Schwarzschild's solution. And this comes with a few dramatic changes. The first is that the structure is completely different. The black hole now consists of several layers. It's also not spherically symmetric anymore. This happens because the rotation causes it to bulge around the equator, so it's only symmetric about its axis of spin. Alessandro from Science Click simulated what happens around this spinning black hole. Space gets dragged around with the black hole, taking you and the particles along with it. When you get closer, space gets dragged around faster and faster, until it goes around faster than the speed of light. You've now entered into the first new region, the ergosphere. No matter how hard you fire your rockets here, it's impossible to stay still relative to distant stars. But because space doesn't flow directly inward, you can still escape the black hole. When you travel in further, you go through the next layer, the outer horizon, the point of no return. Here, you can only go inwards. But as you get dragged in deeper and deeper, something crazy happens. You enter another region, one where you can move around freely again. So you're not doomed to the singularity. You're now inside the inner event horizon. Here, you can actually see the singularity.
In a normal black hole, it's a point. But in a rotating black hole, it actually expands out to be a ring. And there are weird things happen with space-time inside the center of a black hole, a rotating black hole, but it's thought that you can actually fly through the singularity.
We need a Penrose diagram of a spinning black hole. Where before the singularity was a horizontal line at the top, here the singularity lifts up and moves to the sides, revealing this new region inside the inner horizon. Here we can move around freely and avoid the singularity. But these edges aren't at infinity or a singularity, so there must be something beyond them. Well, when you venture further, you could find yourself in a white hole, which would push you out into a whole nother universe.
You can have these pictures whereby you're in one universe, you fall into a rotating black hole, you fly through the singularity, and you pop out into a new universe from a white hole. And then you can just continue playing this game.
Extending this diagram infinitely far. There is still one thing we haven't done, brave the singularity. So you aim straight towards the center of the ring and head off towards it. But rather than time ending, you now find yourself in another universe.
A strange universe, one where gravity pushes instead of pulls. This is known as an antiverse.
If that's too weird, you can always jump back across the singularity and return to a universe with normal gravity.
And I know this is basically science fiction, right? But if you take the solutions of relativity at, essentially at face value and add on a little bit, which is what Penrose does here, says, oh look, these shapes are very similar, I can just stick these together, then this is the conclusion that you get. Now we have effectively an infinite number of universes, all connected with black hole, white holes, all the way through, and you often go to explore. But it'll be a very brave person who's the first one who's going to leap into a rotating black hole to find out if this is correct.
Yeah, I would not sign up for that.
So could these maximally extended Schwarzschild and Kerr solutions actually exist in nature? Well, there are some issues. Both the extended Schwarzschild and Kerr solutions are solutions of eternal black holes in an empty universe.
As you say, it's an eternal solution. So it stretches infinitely far into the past and infinitely far into the future. And so there's no formation mechanism in there, it's just a static solution. And I think that is part of the reason why black holes are realized in our universe and white holes aren't.
Or might not be.
Or might not be. Well, I'm reasonably confident that they don't exist, right?
For the maximally extended Kerr solution, there's also another problem. If you're an immortal astronaut inside the universe, you can send light into the black hole. But because there's infinite time compressed in this top corner, you can pile up light along this edge, which creates an infinite flux of energy along the inner horizon. This concentration of energy then creates its own singularity, sealing off the ring singularity and beyond.
My suspicion, and the suspicion of some other people in the field, is that this inner horizon will become singular and you will not be able to go through these second copies.
So all the white holes, wormholes, other universes, and anti-universes disappear. Does that mean that real wormholes are impossible?
In 1987, Michael Morris and Kip Thorne looked at wormholes that an advanced civilization could use for interstellar travel. Ones that have no horizons, so you can travel back and forth, are stable in time, and have some other properties, like being able to construct them. They found several geometries that are allowed by Einstein's general relativity. In theory, these could connect different parts of the universe, making a sort of interstellar highway. They might even be able to connect to different universes. The only problem is that all these geometries require an exotic kind of matter with a negative energy density to prevent the wormhole from collapsing.
This exotic kind of matter is really against the laws of physics, so I have the prejudice that it will not exist. I'm bothered by the fact that we say that the science fiction wormholes are mathematically possible. It's true, it's mathematically possible in the sense that it's some geometry that can exist, but Einstein's theory is not just geometries. It's geometries plus field equations. If you use the kinds of properties of matter that matter actually has, then they're not possible. So I feel that the reason they're not possible is very strong.
So according to our current best understanding, it seems likely that white holes, traversable wormholes, and these parallel universes don't exist. But we also used to think that black holes didn't exist, so maybe we'll be surprised again.
I mean, we have one universe, right? Good. Why can't we have two?
And now, the continuation of Hell's Kitchen.
Now get out of there.
Welcome.
Experienced spy. Do they even account for any of that? I don't know if they do. Okay, that's light. I'll just put you down and end the turn like this. Okay, good. The second monster wasn't good enough. I don't want to put my tribute monster down. Playing it safe. Let's wait until I have a better advantage. Now we're gonna ruin a relationship. Damn right I'm gonna ruin a relationship. It's what I do. Ooh. Our new shiny toy is here. Damn it. Oh, wait. It's wind. Ah, crap. Yeah, this would be why it'd be a bad idea to put down Peacock. Next turn. Let him attack. Witch's Apprentice, permanent effect, both fields, light grew stronger. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, wait, what am I saying? I got it backwards again, didn't I? Forest beats wind. Wind beats earth. Damn it. I had it backwards. Alright, no problem. So easy to mix them up sometimes. Okay. There we go. As soon as I drew an earth monster, I'm like, wait, earth's weak to wind. What the hell am I thinking? Put down Beck in the Darkness. I love that spooky hand. Yeah. Next turn, we beat Takeshi. I don't know if these two characters are from the manga as well. I don't recognize them. Frog the Jam. Whenever you least expect any monster, except Frog the Jam. There we go. And we win. Nice. Your deck capacity went up by 3. 144 Domino, Fire Reaper. I mean, its effect is useless because it does 50 life point damage, but it's a 700 attack Pyro. We should put it in. Takeshi, are you okay? He dueled you, like, totally seriously. That is, like, so not cool. Takeshi, let's ditch these jerks. Yeah. Well, she is a very supportive girlfriend, you have to say. Alright, let me check my fire monsters. Oh, come on. How many of these are there? Jeez. Just want to cycle through that for a second. How many fire we got? I have 2 fire monsters. I probably should add another one. What do I have too much of now? Do I have too many dark monsters still? I could just swap one of those out. Maybe take out another lamp. And, Fire Reaper is what it was called. I'm not gonna find it like this, clearly. Also, something this card has a use for, it lets you repeat effects if you play it. Because if a card goes face down, it's like changeable. You can change its battle position or use an effect again, I guess. Yeah. There it is. 102, baby. 102. Hey, we told you to, like, take a hike, creep. My darling. Please marry me. Be mine. My Valentine. Stop following me. I already told you I'll only marry you if you beat me in a duel. Okay, then today's the day you'll be marching with me to the chapel.
Special buggy.
Harpy Lady Sisters. Harpies, Triangle Ecstasy. I don't think those harpies were censored, were they? My. You are excellent, as always. But today, I'm better than usual. I've constructed a new, perfect, absolute, ultimate deck filled with special, unique, powerful, rare cards. Let's duel again, my Valentine. I can't deal with this. That's that there. My husband has a thing for female duelists. Okay. That. This one sentence makes me... There are so many things that can come from this one sentence here. There's so much to read into this. Alright. You do you too. This ship's lady duelist is beautiful, no? Bro, your wife is right there. Sorry, chap. I prefer to watch. Oh! I can't twice! Oh! A duel against me? How enchanting. I hope you show me the ropes, young lad. Oh! That was good. I am such a child. We need a Teddy Nosebleed emote. No, we're too well behaved here for such a thing. Alrighty. Let's put you in defense mode and let the trap go. Chat, there's no sound effects. Now there is. I can't hear the cursor? What happened? Weird. Did something glitch? There's definitely some sound effects that aren't playing right now. Do I want to go for the attack? You have 900 attack anyway, so you know what? Let's do it. Maybe I laughed too hard and broke it. But half the sound effects are currently not playing, yeah. And you are light. That's Fiend right there. And that's Dark. But we can still beat you. We don't need to do this just yet. I don't need to summon Doma. Okay, perfect. The Shadow. The Shadow who what? Who controls the dark. Malignant Shadow that stealthily emerges with darkness. It uses a paralyzing spell to stop foes from moving. Alright, 800 attack. But we have a Dream-type monster. Dreams beat the dark. We don't need to throw out our tribute monster or use Back in the Darkness. We can just do this right now. Bite Shoes. That's a Fiend. Okay. We're still fine. No need to put the stuff out. We have our backup plans. Ah, the candle. Monster, please. We're still fine, chat. We're still perfectly fine. Nothing else. What else did she put down here? She put down 2 face downs. And... okay, Fiends beat Dreams, but it doesn't matter because we have the advantage here. 2 cards in her hands. The water monster here I got from Rebecca. And the 2-mouth Dark Ruler I just got from beating that weird puppeteer dude. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to tribute your monsters and then have it killed by elemental stuff right there. Okay, now you're powered up. 900. I still don't need to use Back in the Darkness. I'm saving the rest of the cards in my hand as a backup plan. Let's do it. Okay, easy. I should have just used my piercing light here, but we win. Okay. Dual victory. Your deck capacity increased by 3. 182. Happy Lover. Oh, wait. 800. Oh, that's actually really good right now. Another good frickin', Also, Happy Lover from this couple. Okay. A minuscule angel with wings in place of legs for flight. It shoots a beam that induces euphoria from the heart on its head. Oh, the Milady Blast. Losing is never enjoyable. Alrighty then. Let us leave for a second. Hang on. Let's put Happy Lover into the deck. It's a light monster. We could replace Buku. Go to summon, go down to light. Or we could get rid of weather control. Yeah, we could get rid of weather control. Can this fit? Oh no, I don't think it can fit right now. What was the capacity on that card? Happy Lover. I think it's an early number here, so let me check. Ba-bum-bum. 59? Oh, I think it'll just actually fit. Hang on. Add to trunk. Yeah, we still have like a handful of space there. That's good. We're just gonna make sure we keep winning duels. Let's go home and heal, because you have to heal your life points at your house. As game. I thought it had like a cost of 70 or 80 there. Okay. I don't know if we're ready to take out Mr. What was his name? Jean-Claude Van Magnum. Let's just maybe beat up Yugi and get ourselves more Exodia pieces for the future. Everyone will only give one deck capacity increase now anyway, right? You made pizza for the stream? Sounds cozy. Okay. I'm gonna just put that face down and see what he does. Mushroom Man. How could he? Okay, no trap card on his side. We'll set Widespread Ruin. We got some good back row cards now. Well, that sucks. Mystical Moon, it powered up a monster. Shadow Spectre is gone. I could really use a tribute right now. 100 attack. Oh, man.